Who's hungry? The deli's open. Hey guys, Marco D'Angelo back here for WagerTalk TV. We had a great opening week with Marco's Deli last week. Gave you 5 plays on the show. We went 4-1. Can we do it again this week? Well, let's find out next. All right, guys, we're going to get started. So you guys that are new to Marco's Deli, I'm going to tell you about sandwich spots, trap games, different things. And remember that usually these are going to come up with some really ugly looking games. That's the beauty of it. We're looking to find value. But remember, it's one thing to give you a winner. If I give you a winner, you make a unit. But if I take you off a team that you were going to play and that team ends up losing and I took you off it, saved you a loser, that's even better because I saved you 1.1 units. So let's get right into this week's show and see what we can do for you this week. Let's start with Oklahoma at Temple. This is a horrible spot for the Oklahoma Sooners. They just played a monster game last week on prime time, national TV, Saturday night against Michigan. We were on Oklahoma big, and they got the money for us. Now they've got to go cross-country, fly to Philadelphia to play Temple. How do you get excited about that? Especially when you open your SEC season conference play next week against Auburn. This is a horrible scheduling spot. Talk about sandwich situations. We're going to go ahead and take that big time sandwich. We're going to go with Temple plus the 21.5. Now make sure you get that hook. It's important in this one. That's where the value's at. We want to get over that 21 in this one. The next one we're going to go to is we're going to take a look at Connecticut at Delaware. You've heard me talk about losing the same game twice, many times on different shows. Well, this is the poster child for that saying. Connecticut last week was never not covering the spread until the final score. In fact, they led the game outright as a 7-point underdog until under a minute to play in the game. Syracuse took their first lead in the game by 1 point, scoring a late touchdown. Syracuse, because they were up 1, obviously went for 2 to try to make it a field goal. They connected on the 2-point conversion. Connecticut, with less than a minute to play, drove down the field and kicked a game-tying field goal with 6 seconds left, sending the game into overtime. They lost by 7 in overtime. That was a gut-wrenching loss for Connecticut. Now they got to come right back, go on the road to play Delaware. And they're laying 10.5. I don't think so. Teams in this spot that lost in overtime and are favorite the next week has been a poor proposition. In fact, last year it happened 9 times. The favorite was just 2-7. I'm going to go ahead, look for Delaware to get the job done in this one and keep this one under the 2 scores. Take them plus the 10.5 as Connecticut finds themselves in that bad spot of trying not to lose the same game twice. Go ahead and take Delaware plus the points for play number 2. Play number 3, we're going to take a look at South Alabama at Auburn. Now, this is one of those games where we talk about big brother, little brother, both of these teams playing in the state of Alabama, obviously, and it's a horrible spot for Auburn. They've got to be feeling all fat and sassy right now, Auburn. They're coming off their first game of the season. They went on the road on a Friday night, national TV, and beat Baylor. Then they returned home for their home opener last week, and they just absolutely boat raced Ball State 42-3. Now they've got to play South Alabama. Now, granted, it is an in-state rivalry, but it means more to South Alabama, obviously being the little brother in this one. But take a look at who Auburn plays next week. We already talked about it in an earlier game. They play Oklahoma. Talk about a flat spot. This is it. Get caught looking ahead to that Oklahoma game next week. You're laying a monster number because you're coming off a big blowout last week. Yeah, this is one of those spots where Auburn, in my opinion, is going to just want to get in and get out and get on to next week against Oklahoma. We're going to go ahead and grab South Alabama plus the 24.5. And once again, key to get that hook. Make sure you get to 24.5. It's crucial for this to be a plus EV play. take South Alabama plus 24.5 for play number 3. I've got 2 more plays for you, but before we get to them, we got to do a little business here and take care of some things. If you're liking these type of videos, do me a favor. Give me a thumbs up, hit the like button. It absolutely helps the channel out. Doesn't cost you anything to do it. And if you appreciate the videos we bring you, that's your way of saying thank you. Also, if you're not subscribed to the channel and you want to be sure you never miss one of these videos, subscribe to the channel. It's free as well. You'll be notified every time I release another video, or anybody at WagerTalk. And lastly, if you want to come on board and join me for my plays this weekend, we've got a special offer at WagerTalk. In fact, it's available site-wide. You can pick up any capper you want this weekend, get their football plays Saturday and Sunday for just $49. That's all of the football plays Saturday and Sunday, $49. And yes, it includes the 5% plays. Those 5% plays sell for $35 by themselves. I've got a 5% play going this weekend. It'll be my first of the season. And guys, you know I don't release these plays every day. And in fact, over the last 19 months, we're 31-13 with these special 5% plays. It's all included in that $49 Weekend Warrior package. Head on over to WagerTalk.com to check it out. If you want to go directly to my homepage, just go to wt.buzz/MD. All right, enough about that. Let's get back to some winners, and we're going to take a look at Liberty at Bowling Green. Now, this is a big-time sandwich spot for Bowling Green. They're coming off playing in-state rival last week, Cincinnati. And off of that game, they returned back home here to play Liberty, a team that they don't generally play, but they've got a bigger game on deck next week. That's against Louisville. You sandwich this game between Cincinnati and Louisville, this is a flat spot for Bowling Green. And looking at the Liberty side, this is an angry bunch here. Liberty is coming off a loss last week, an upset loss. They were a favorite, and they absolutely dominated the game. They had over 500 yards of offense, but some turnovers did them in that game, and I look for them to bounce back in a big way at Bowling Green on Saturday. So we'll go ahead and take Liberty, and let's lay the 6.5 points with Liberty. Let's move to the NFL for our final game, and we're going to take a look at Carolina at Arizona. Even though this is Arizona's home opener, this is an absolute dangerous spot for Arizona. They're coming off an opening week road win, but more importantly, they have a huge game next week with San Francisco. Coming into the season, everybody penciled in San Francisco as the automatic winner in the NFC West. Well, Arizona's got something to say about that, and that's a huge game next week. So I feel they're going to get caught looking ahead to that one. Also, we have seen in the past that Arizona is a favorite. It's not been a good proposition, especially if they're coming off a win. And Carolina, I get it. They looked bad last week. They lost at Jacksonville 26-10. But I always tell you, don't overreact to 1 week's results. No team is ever as bad as their worst game, or are they as good as their best game. And I think we're getting value with Carolina here. And Carolina, here's an angle that they are in. They are 17-9-1 against the spread when they're playing the second of back-to-back road games. They played in Jacksonville last week. They're playing in Arizona this week. That sets them up into a profitable situation for them. I'm going to go ahead and take Carolina. Now, right now, guys, this line's sitting at 6.5. Usually when I tell you to make a play, I say get down on it right away because I want you to get the best of the number. I want you to wait on this one. Wait till Sunday. There's a strong chance that once the public gets to market in this game, that the line's going to go to 7. It's more valuable, obviously, if that 6.5 gets to 7, rather than if we lose a half a point and it goes from 6.5 to 6, we really don't lose much. Go ahead and wait till Sunday, see if we get a 7. If we don't get a 7 and it stays at 6.5 or even goes to 6, that just makes the play that much more stronger, in my opinion, because it tells me that the sharp money is keeping this game from going to 7, because I can tell you the public will not be betting Carolina. So go ahead, take Carolina plus the points. They're currently at plus 6.5. Wait till Sunday, look for the 7. If you don't get the 7 on Sunday, I am okay with plus 6.5 or 6. That's it for this week's Deli. I hope you enjoyed this video. Drop me a comment. Tell me what you like, what you don't like. Tell me who your plays are this week. Who's your best bet? And we'll talk about it in the comment section. Good luck to everybody this week. I appreciate each and every one of you taking the time to hang out with me here for Marco's Deli. Until next week, let's cash some tickets, guys. Good luck this weekend.